All right. In the finals, we have the choice playing first, and we'll keep this. I mean, we need a third land, but it's not like we're playing 16 or something, so hopefully we can find a land. Hopefully it's a white mana, I guess, but even if it's green, we can still play the yearling. Jamoka's command, not the most useful yet, but still really powerful spell. White-blue could be a blue-white flyer. Really want to hit our land here, and we did hit it, so that's good news. And if we draw another land, we get to bolster for potentially, what, 4, which is pretty sick. Although white and blue, both colors that have good answers for that sort of thing. But we'll force him to have it. So let's just bolster a bunch here. Get in for 6. I mean, at the very least, Sunbringer's Touch was like a burn spell if he does. A burn spell that forces my opponent to bounce a Colossadon Yearling, I think is worth it. Alright, just going for the race. I think I'm just going to eat his morph. Make my guy ever bigger. Can play light form, but let's just eat his guy. That way we end up with pretty good value anyway. I mean, yeah, puts him on a 2-turn clock too. I think we got to. We don't have to, but it is what I'm going to do. He's tapped out too. It just seems like the right time. Oh my god. We would have got hit so hard. Well, sure glad I killed that guy. At this point, yeah, at this point he's just playing chump blockers, I suppose. So let's get in. All right. Digging. Opponent is digging. We'll follow up with a light form because I like lifelink. Uh-oh. Oh no. Well, Torrent Elemental becomes unplayable, but thankfully I don't think that matters too much this game. Opponent's digging. Like I said, white and blue have a lot of outs for big creatures, whether it be pacifism. Reducing stature won't do it, but pacifism, a bounce spell. Um, he doesn't have the 5 mana to do the... Guess we'll just swing and play Artillerist if he's got the out. Could have done Sandcrafter Mage, but I like Artillerist because it's more board pressure. Guess he could have like Will the Naga too. Could have Ojutai's Breath. Looks like Will the Naga. Okay. That's alright. So we'll do Artillerist now. I guess I can do Captain too. Kind of like the Artillerist though. Forces him to play a creature, and then I can follow up with Sandcrafter Mage or Great Teacher's Decree, depending. And if I draw a land, I can go Great Teacher's Decree plus Mage, or play a Mischief Kieran. Let's offer the trade with the... Actually, I guess we'll go Kieran. Because I'm going to end of turn, unmorph, and then just bust a Great Teacher's Decree. So I don't need to trade off my Artillerist here. One card left my opponent's hand. So looks like once again, Pinion Feasts are coming back in. I mean, blue-white seems very likely he's got more than just an Aven Sunstriker. He's likely got a bunch of flyers. Probably could have attacked his monk, I guess. So we'll bust the decree. All right. Shield-Eyed Dragon, so yes, as expected, our opponent at least has a couple flyers. I think we'll just bring in a couple Pinion Feasts. Definitely. And what are we? We always cut the Center Soul. This would protect me against at least Will of the Naga, but only, whatever. Center Soul, you can get cut. And for my final cut, Closedon Yearling again. Although it played pretty well there, but only because it got bolstered. So I think we can cut a Yearling. I'd rather have the high power guys to attack into the flyers. And Servant does still have good value in this deck, so okay, let's do this. Alright, opponent deliberated his sideboard for a long time. We have to sideboard, or mulligan this rather. I don't like it, but I think I like it more than, because I could still draw one of my cheap creatures and then Sunbringer's Touch at least gets better. This hand's still pretty weak, but I don't want to go to 5 either. I think we got to keep it. It's at least a good distribution of spells and lands for a 6-card hand, but we can, well, we did have a good draw there. At least have a threat now. And I could potentially do something with Sunbringer's Touch, so this could pan out okay for us. I almost want to like hold off on the Glade Watcher to make sure I maximize that Sunbringer's Touch value. No blue mana from our opponent yet either, which is nice. Yeah, I think we do play the Inoc Guide, however, just to guarantee we hit that land drop. And we are going to find white, because even though we need blue for Torrent Elemental, it makes more sense to get the white for the Great Teacher's Decree. But I think we go touch first. I play land plus touch, and I still bolster 3, so I can swing into student. Seems right to me. So kind of want to draw a land so I can go Glade Watcher and set up for a Great Teacher's Decree, or so I can play my Pinion Feast, either of which is good. Glade Watcher also, a fifth land would also get me to the point of Beastbreaker Formidable at some point. Dragonloft Idol. So I guess now I can double block Guide, but I think if he's tapped out, we'll just go Decree, Swing. But then he can trade Idol for Beastbreaker, and he only takes 6. So I think the play is Glade Watcher instead. This way I can use Glade Watcher as well as... I mean, he's tapped down now, so that would have been an okay time to do Pinion Feast. But I don't like that he can block my... Like, now at least I can next turn buff my Beastbreaker and get in, and it's a lot better. And if I draw a land, I can actually buff plus get in with Glade Watcher too, which is also pretty good. I mean, you can block it with Student, but it's not a huge deal. I think this is fine. I'm willing to trade. I think I killed a Student. I'm actually not sure. I think it makes sense to kill the Student. So let's swing with just... I guess technically, no, he can't double block the Beastbreaker for huge... I mean, he can 2-for-1 himself and make me tap out, but I don't even think that's good. Yeah, so we'll kill the Student. Which I think I think killing the Student is actually correct. So I'm not going to buff my Beastbreaker. We're just going to trade for Student here, deal some damage, play the Stampeding Elk card, and pass. This way we've got just a ridiculous amount of pressure with Great Teacher's Decree next turn. Opponent finally found his blue mana. But he doesn't have Will to Naga mana. Problem is, Great Teacher's Decree... I don't know. I think, I mean, we got to do it, yeah. Yeah, it's still right. We do Decree plus Formidable. Okay, opponent taps out for Tactician, which I think is ultimately going to be pretty good for us. He's definitely going to have to do some blocking here. Problem is he gets to eat our Beastbreaker. So I think actually what I'm going to do is just not use Decree once again. I think I just swing Team. Or swing Stampeding Elkhart Beastbreaker. And then Pinion Feast his Tactician after blocks, because we'll have the Trample. I think that's the best play. Although, well, actually this is fine. I mean, I don't even have to Pinion Feast, technically. I don't. And we might actually get lucky here, and he'll block. He may actually just double block Stampeding Elkhart with a Tactician and a Mystics, because that's like a fairly attractive looking block. And then we can just Pinion Feast the Tactician. Yeah, this is actually really good. I mean, if he'd blocked correctly, I think he could have done more damage to us, but this is like pretty insane. Pinion Feast has just been ripping this draft apart. All right. Great teaches a decree, and it's just GG's. I think, do I even have to? At 8? I don't even think, yeah. I don't even have to play a Great Teacher's Decree. I just smash in with everything. And he can't block enough damage, right? 8, 14, he can block, oh, he can block 7 of it. Which means he still dies. I can deal 14, he can block 7 of it. So, yeah, he's still dead. Oh, wait, it's only 13? Well, it's still lethal. Even me not math things correctly is still fine. It's definitely lethal. Five plus 1. Exactsies. Cool. All right. Well, like I said, Pinion Feast was MVP of this entire draft, and it was our sideboard card. So, yeah, that was just a destroyer. But we just had ideal matchups for. I mean, we played against a dragon deck, so that was huge, and we saw both Pinion Feasts, so we just destroyed. And then game 3, we played against like a blue-white Flyers deck, so yeah, Pinion Feast was ridiculous there too. Other than that, we had a pretty efficient, nice little, cheap beatdown deck. So played well, very cool. Next draft will be an 8-4, so we'll see you then.